Hey guys, it's Diana. I'm a celebrating. How you like my new hat? It's art by Diana Myers. I got new glasses. Tonight we're going to be doing some stenciling, and I got stuff for Mother's Day, but we're going to do this truck on Saturday. Sure, I had it up here. I got all my stuff down here. There it is. On Saturday. The truck itself, the stencil, is actually in the guides in the Artsy Rose group, which I will put the link over there. And it's got hearts in it. I've done this with pumpkins, hearts, flowers, all kinds of stuff. So ghosts, the ghost one was really cute. But this basic right here is in the guide section with hearts in it. That's what I had in there. But you don't need to, when you do the tracer, you don't need to do the hearts. I'll show you how to fill the rest in. So that's going to be Saturday for Mother's Day. And tonight we are doing some stencils. Now, the other day we did Oh Glory. He came out good. But we're going to be doing something with these stars too, which we're going to do next week. Because I'm not sure when is Memorial Day. I was going to look. I didn't look. But in the meantime, I have some more stencils. We did this one for my sign for my door. And we're going to do this... well, we're going to do the flowers. I got something different we're going to do with that. It's really cute. On a piece of wood. And I found another piece of wood. This is actually a dollar store piece of wood. And what I'm going to do, I've never done this before. This is a big attempt. If not, I'll use the other side too. Well, it's a little rough on the other side. But I'm going to kind of Mod Podge this onto the board. And then put this... You can see it. Sewing machine over the top. I think it'll just look good because I'm going to do it like in purple and some flowers. So I'm going to Mod Podge, or actually I'm just going to Elmer's glue this onto this wood. And that's going to be one project. So then we're going to have the other. So let's get this started. Now, if you've never done these before, we're going to do this. She's going to be sitting, this one, on top of the flowers. If you've never done these before, it's Essential Stencils is what I use mostly. It's a good company. I'm an ambassador, so you get a discount. It's Diana Deals, DIANADEALS, all capital letters. Let me put the link up for you so you can go over the group. A lot of this stuff is in there. Recently added. It's a free group if you go over. There's no commitment. You ain't got to stay or any of that kind of stuff. So let me see if this is going to... How come it's not coming up? Should be say done. Done. Is it showing? I don't know if it's showing. I'll do it again. One more time. Facebook has been doing some weird stuff. Done. It should show up now. Little glitches here and there. I'll put pin that. I'm gonna pin that. I don't know why. It's just the way it's been. Anyways, let's put this down so you can see this. Like I said, today's an day. If you have never been here before, I am a self-taught artist. I've been painting for 40 years, over 40 years actually, because my middle daughter, 40 something. It's over 40 years, and off and on. I also did hair. And a lot of other things, but mostly I always stuck with the art, and I started out as an oil painter for 20 years. That's just what I learned. I've dabbled in all kinds of stuff. We have fun exploring things. Next week we're going to be doing rocks. So anyways, I'm a self-taught artist. I know where you've been, and I can help you. I've done everything that you could think of as far as, there was just one thing I haven't like thrown clay. I have a block of clay and I mold stuff like I did an owl a couple years ago. But I've never like thrown clay, but I've done a lot of things. And so I like to experiment and, kind of try different things too. So although I stick to acrylic painting now, but I'm hoping to make you become more inspired and skilled and confident. I do a lot of readings on different books that I'll suggest that you could read, or a lot of them are very simple because I don't really read through books as much as I used to, but I do have a lot of ideas and things that will help you get to where you need to be if you want to join my group. So anyways, I'm on here every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, and I'm in the group 4 o'clock every Saturday. In my membership, you'll see I do a little higher end paintings we do there. Even that's not like really high end. It's just more than just a tracer type thing. And that's every other Friday in the garden palette. And you'll see that on here once in a while. And if you want to join, just let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to get you up on my iPad. It'll come up. Sometimes it comes right up. Sometimes not so much. Oh, there I am. Let me turn the sound down. In the meantime, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to get you up. Where's the sound playing? Where's the sound? Where's the sound? Oh, there I am. Right there. Okay. So, what we're going to do, should I put a comment there? Actually, it looks all right, so I'm going to leave it alone. Sometimes I just leave it alone. I like to have a comment section up. So, most of the time, I will stencil these on, well, actually, just about anything. I just did a tray, but you can do stencils really on anything. If it's anything that you think it's a little rough, you could sand it. You could use different things to make it adhere better. But in this case, we're doing wood, and this is an experiment for me. You know, if you're just learning, if you guys have ever done napkins, I took the backing off this napkin. Where is it? Right here. A lot of them are like 2-ply, so you're going to want to do that first. Split it up. And I am going to go right ahead, and I kind of want to make this just kind of spread out here. So I'm going to, yeah. Sometimes I use a gel medium, but I'm thinking that might be too much, so because it gets really wet. So I'm just going to kind of spread this out with an old brush preferably, but spread it around pretty good. We're going to put a stencil right over the top of this, which I've never, oh, I got a lot on here, which I've never done over the top. I was thinking about ripping it out, which is another trick you'll see with the collaging that I do. The edges like hold better, whereas you got like a nice sharp edge. If it gets caught in anything, it'll start to roll away, if you know what I'm talking about. Like a really sharp corner will roll away. Like, you know, like a label. You know how a label will do that? But if you got right rough edges, it'll attach better. It sounds stupid, but it's really true. Got a lot on here. I'm just gonna, no stress. I pick up when school comes in, like August, September, people are picking up school supplies. I hit that big thing in the middle of Walmart's. I think I picked up these Elmer glues for like 59 cents, 60, more than they used to be. They used to be a quarter. Might be 50 cents. I think I paid 50 cents, but do you remember when you get for like a quarter? And I go through there and just, you know, pick up pencils for my classes, pens, even boxes of crayons. They give them to my kids and stuff. Yeah, it's a good place to like pick up little extras you need. Paper clips, all kinds of stuff. So that looks pretty even. So now I'm going to go put this on. I have kind of a squeegee tool that I use for my essential stencils. Right here. Which they, when you order their stencils, they give you one of these. It comes in there when you order their rub-offs. So it's going to be too smooth, but that's okay. I like shabby chic. I like it when it's a little, you know, not so perfect. Now, there's two ways to get this off the edges. I can wait until it's dry, and I can sand it down. Some people will burn it, but it's too much paper. But the best way to do is to just kind of come through with a sanding block, which I have over here. Once this is dry, take the sanding block, and I'll take that edge off. I'm hoping this is not too lumpy. Oop, how good I did. I think it'll be all right, though. Just going to kind of smooth it out a little bit. There you go. We're going to let that dry. It shouldn't take long. I'll hit it with a blow dryer if we need to. In the meantime, we're going to do this guy. Now, you could paint the background of this. It really doesn't hurt to paint the background behind the stencil. If you do, same thing. It has to be dry because when you go to put that second layer of paint up, it could pick the paint up underneath it unless it's dry. And luckily with acrylic paint, which is great to teach with, it dries pretty fast. So I am thinking I'm going to do this background in a light blue to make it look like, you know, like they're outside. So I'm going to get, where is it? This, I think it's Bahimini or Bahama blue, which is like a really pretty blue. These are all Deco Art paints too, by the way. I use, for stenciling, I usually use thinner paint, which is a craft paint. You know, when you're getting to the high-end stuff, you can use thick. So you could use the thick stuff too, but you're gonna, like I'll put it on with this thing so it's raised. You know, if it's like a texture paint or something, it gives you this raised look, which is really cool. I did some, what do they call them? You know, coffee cup things. Coasters. It came out really cool. I used a really thick paint from Gaffrey. Came out really awesome. Okay, so now I got to get a hole in this thing. The trick to get the hole in these, if you can't get a hole in them or you can't open it, because I got kind of arthritic hands now, is to get yourself a small, this one's too big, screwdriver, like an eyeglass screwdriver. This one's not, but I think I got it. Somebody borrowed my block. I had a little malfunction here before class. Does someone take my block? We're going to get an answer out there. My granddaughter lives with me. I think she might have borrowed it. And I know it was borrowed because I had it taped. Did you use my block? Maybe it's over here then. I don't know, I might have ripped it out. All right, so let me get this blue out. There you go. You don't need much, just a little bit. I'm trying to get it out. And I'm going to rinse this brush, get another brush. See, it's like screwing up over here. It's a problem with doing this stuff online live without some kind of backup, like, you know, like my own photographer would be nice, my own studio manager, because, like, things happen, you know. Was it, we had that storm, like, what was it? Last week before, and I had an interruption in my service. Well, not my service, interruption. 3 times I got thrown off Facebook. Finally, I end up doing the class the next day on Sunday. And people think I'm crazy, but I like science stuff. A lot of people that do art are into that too. You know, they're like drawing UFOs and everything. Well, anyways, long story short, I had read like satellites are causing a problem from the solar flares, which is always there. They always have them, but this time they're really bad. So since that started a few months ago, it seems like every now and then between the rain, which is electrical, and we're electrical, we're 90% water, 99% water, all of a sudden once in a while, you get thrown off. So if it ain't going to be today, but if it ever happens, just let you know, I'll come on a second time, but I ain't never doing a third time again. It was a 4th time, actually. Isn't that strange? But it made sense. So, you know, some people thought maybe it was because a data center got hit over in Iran, got bombed, which it did, was Facebook. But I think it's the solar flares, really. That's what I think. So I'm just putting this blue on. See, I'm just putting it on. Now, this is wood I got from somebody that's pretty well planed. You know, it's pretty soft. But if you've got a piece of wood and it's kind of rough and you think you're going to put a stencil on it, you need to make sure that it's smooth. You need to get some kind of sanding block that's pretty fine. Start with a thick one and go to fine. I've even done it with like sanding nail blocks. Anything that's going to smooth out a little bit. It just makes the paint take better. So do that with nails too, like human nails. So I get this pretty blue on. We're going to dry this with the dryer. It's just acrylic paint, nothing fancy. I'm going to dry this with my dryer, which is just a regular dryer, so it's going to be kind of loud. dried pretty good. Now I'm going to kind of make this look like it's in a garden. You can see what I'm going to do. And that fairy's going to sit on top, which I think will be really cool. You know, that fairy one, this is not an Essential Stencils. This is something I went, you know, to Michael's one day, and I fell in love with this stencil, and that's where it came from. So, you know. But the thing is you can use any kind of stencils. When you're mixing stencils, you can use really anything, but these are the best. I'm telling you, because I've been doing this a long time, too. I used to do people's bathrooms and stuff with the edging, you know, borders and stuff. It looks easy, not so much, but you can learn it like anything, like art. As far as I'm concerned, it is art. Now, some people say, oh, it's not really art. Well, it is if you're creating. When you get done and you've created something, it's a piece of art, no matter what you use. Now, there's a lot of debate over the digital art right now. Sorry, if there's a person doing it and not a robot, that's art. When you get done, and you're learning perspective and colors and positioning and all kinds of different concepts when you're doing any kind of artwork, including stenciling. So I kind of want it right here, so I gotta figure this out. And I want to put like foliage, and then like my fairy will probably sit. Oh no, I just got the wrong one. What am I thinking of? I want this. This is going on this one. I want my right here. I want this to sit around with the foliage all the way around. This is going to sit down farther on the ground, like the fairy's going to go in here, and I could probably have some of the foliage go around her. Yeah, so I'm going to do this first. I'm going to do this bottom, I think. I want to do this like in a purple. So I'm going to get my stenciling brushes. Now, they just came out. These are new. I'm in love. I've always had those big, funky... They make a big set, which is great for big stencils, but I've always said they need a smaller one. Well, I waited like over a year for this. They had it on back order twice. And these, I thought they were foam. They're the finest, world's finest little hairs. I mean, it just fascinates me. I sit here and I just like to rub them. It's like petting a dog. You just keep, you know. So I am going to use this medium-sized one to start with, this one. It's great for small stencils. It's awesome. And I've used them on other stuff, so you can use them for a lot of things. Just clean them out good. And whenever you do a stencil, too, you don't wet the stencil brush. And the reason being is because if you do, it'll go underneath the stencil and it ruins it. So you want to use a dry brush. Then you're going to dip it into the paint and you're going to do what they call offloading it, so it's not so wet. If you do it too wet, you'll know. And now a lot of them like to just swish it on. Sometimes they do. But really, I like to dabble, whatever you want to call it. In that way, I don't taking the chances. I'm very heavy-handed. So if you're very light-handed, you can probably just smush it on. But I am not. So I know I'm not. So I just am very careful. But I'm going to do the bottom of this wheelbarrow in a purple. Actually, I think it's called Purple Passion. Or wait a minute, Violet something, I think. No, it's a different one. Let me see. Oh, I have it right here. I think it's Violet. Oh, maybe not. I know it's a Violet. I don't know, it's over here, but it's a Violet. I think it's Purple Passion. Pretty sure. Okay, so I'm going to do that purple, and I'm going to offload it. I'm going to offload it like this. You're gonna, when you see it start to break up a little bit, that's right. And I'm going to do this. Like I said, you can come in here and do this if you want to. I just kind of like to dibble or dabble, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of offload a little bit. If you got a lot of offload, you can just dibble into that, or go into that, and then you can do a couple layers. You could add a couple different colors if you want to. You want to play around with your colors. Make sure you use a dry brush. Now, if you need to change colors at any point, all you do is wipe it off on a paper towel or a wet wipe. Either one's fine. I got some green here too. I think I'm gonna do the body of this in green, and then we'll do the tire in black. Oh, I got a little too much. Didn't offload. There you go. Right, so now I can take paper towel, get a clean one, or a wet wipe, whatever you got. I've done both. Anybody doing any gardening? I've been gardening. A lot of gardening, actually. Well, I moved in here like 2 years ago. Technically, this is actually kind of like my second summer, but the first year, it was a new build, so it was a bunch of rocks and dirt, and I had to, you know, grass in. My kids helped, you know. We had to put the shed up, and then another little shed, and blah, 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 blah. So see, that's all I'm doing, rubbing it off. So there'll be some color left on there, that's fine. I'm gonna go into the green. I'm gonna offload that. I'm just gonna do, see how it's better with these little ones. With the big ones, you gotta kind of maneuver a little bit, but this is like, I can do different colors pretty easy. I've never seen anything small like this. Now, there might be some out there, but I'll tell you, so as far as I know, Essential Stencil is the only one I've seen that had it. There might be, I don't know. If you guys do it, let me know. I just really don't know anybody else that has it. And I love their stuff. So, like I said, if you're using my discount, I know it sounds like I'm selling you something, but I love these stencils. So, you can use my discount code. Actually, I'll put it in the thing here. They just had a big sale, which I think stopped. I think it was last night or maybe today is the last day. We'll put it in the comments. Anybody's on here, make sure you put rewatch or come on and join us. Let us know you're here. That's how I get monetization. I can't even say that word. It's too big a word for me. Helps a lot. Dinah's Deals and at checkout. So like they had a sale yesterday and I used my own code and it was 30% off plus my 10%. That's 40%. They had some stuff that was like literally marked down like a lot, like $5, $10. I was fascinated. I got some cute little Halloween things last time they did it. You know, so you can get stuff way ahead of time if you want to. So like I got this cute little tags, which I'll use them for other things, but see if they're cute? It's a little Dracula and a mummy and a Frankenstein and 40% off. I got 10% off the 5, so it was like 4 or something. So that's like a good deal. And they're reusable and they're nice. All right, so now I'm going to take that same color. It's got purple on it, it's got green on it. Now I'm going to go into the black after I wipe it off pretty good. Same thing, I'm going to offload. We're going to go to the wheel. Now they got these little lines here. You see like these little lines? You can fill them in with a regular paintbrush. They call them bridges. That's what they call them. Fill that in. I think I want this purpley, so I'm going to really wipe that off good. Let me go into that purple again. Yeah, my tulips are done. So my roses are coming in. The one looks like it got blasted pretty good from the lost the top of it's a huge bush, rose bush, which is not uncommon because there's one of the biggest rose gardens in the country is right here in Syracuse. One year they have these pergolas and they just fill right out. They're gorgeous. Every one of them got hit, so they took them all right down, which is what I'm doing. But it's coming up beautiful, so I'm not complaining. But a couple things out there took a little bit of a beating, and I lost a few small plants. But that is very typical in New York State. It's not unusual. So, part of gardening. Somebody loses a plant, like, oh, I can't garden. No, you probably can, just gotta have faith. So there you go. So we got the bottom of it. Put it back on. We're gonna do the top. Get back where we were. Pretty simple. Now I'm gonna go through with the smaller brush. I'm gonna wipe this one off. really small, their smallest one, and I'm going to do these little tiny ones. Pretty simple. I'm gonna leave the flowers out. I'm gonna do just the green. You don't have to do it just in a straight. You could add a little yellow to this. You could add a little blue, make it a blue-green, a yellowish green. I might even just do some white ones too. Wouldn't that be cool? Because I got this nice bluish background, so I could do kind of like some white on this. That would make it cool. Oh, that was a flower, but it's okay. You hear the birds? I love it. You hear the birds out there. Cold today, though. I'm in central New York, so it's pretty chilly. I don't know where it's cold where you are, but it's cold here. I think I got them all. Wipe it off again. And I think I want a different pink on this, so I need some white too. I could just lighten up the pink I already got out with some white. Put some white down here. That'll make it kind of match too. And we're gonna lighten up some of this green with some white. I'll do that now. So you get kind of a lightish green. Little highlights on it. Just the tiniest bit of white, not much. Could make some of these flowers white too, couldn't we? We could. See, it's art. You're creating. Create with this. You can create. People have been using stencils for a long time for all kinds of stuff. Way back, hundreds of years ago. Silhouettes from a candle or a window, or been around a while. I mean, I started doing I did my first stencil. The kids are little. I think it came out like in the 80s. I mean, it's been around before that, but maybe before that. I know I did trompe-l'oeil, which is like you do books and stuff on, make it look like a bookshelf or something. It's just fake. It's called trompe-l'oeil. All right, so let's take that purple, add some white, make a pretty light pink. Yeah, that works. We're gonna make some pink flowers. There you go. Got it mixed up right here. I'm gonna upload it. What else would be pretty with this purple? You know what looks good with purple? If you do your color wheel, yellow. Let's do some yellow. Let me put this on here. I think we're gonna do some yellow. 2. This one I painted green by accident, but luckily it's dry. Acrylic paint dries so fast. Let's do some yellow ones too. I just got a new thing of yellow. I was almost out of I have this pale baby duck yellow, so I got this other one called Canary. And I wanted something not so bright. This one's a little creamier, so I'm hoping it's not so bright. Well, the fingers they don't want to work today. They just don't want to work today. I got it. I gotta get off my scissors so they won't open at a later date when I need them to open. Okay, so I got the yellow. Same thing, I'm going to wipe my brush off, make sure I get most of the other color off, or all of it, whatever works. It's white, so and pink, so it's not so bad. Not so light. Here's my yellow. Let's make some of these yellow. April went off fast this year, didn't it? We had a few nice days, though. I hope we have some more. It's awful cold up here, though. It doesn't feel like May. Of course, May will do that. They're saying it's going to be kind of rough. It'll go up and down, which is not unusual, but put some white centers on these pink ones a little bit. Put some white on there. Oh, I might change them back, but right now that looks good. And I'm going to put some white on these little flowers right here. Oh. There's like another one right here. Yeah. Then I'll take that deeper purple, what we use in the bottom, and I'll do a few just to some contrast. I'll do some dark. It's all about dark, lights and darks. Contrast, lights and darks. Make a whole painting if there's a lot of different color variations. I mean, not like all different colors, more like hues and levels of color. See, I use the same color, made the pink. You can use it to keep like everything similar. Let's put the purple in the middle of the yellow now. Oop, screwed up that one. It's okay. Come back and wipe that off and fix that yellow. There we go. Did I get everything? I hope so. There's one right here, I think. There is a white one right there. I knew there was another one right there. Green right here. That should do it. Look at, isn't that pretty? So pretty. I'll wipe it off a little bit. I usually just put these in the bottom of the sink with some nice hot water. A wet wipe will get a lot of it off. If it's not too dry on it, it will. But make sure you have like a baby wipe because it has oil in it and it comes off a little better. Make sure you wash it before you use it. Now, see this little spot there went there a little more purpley, so I'm gonna go back. Just kind of touch that up a little bit. Oh, cute. Where's my paper towel? I lost it. All right. So now I want my, I'm going to dry this for a second. I want my girl to sit over the top of this, but I'm going to dry this first. Sit right down in there, but you know something? I'm going to take that same stencil. I want to make, like I told you, like a garden around the outside. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use the bottom. I'm going to come up in this corner, kind of make a corner silhouette. Then I can bring this down to about here, maybe some grass right here. I think that'll look really good. So I'm going to do the same thing. Now you could take a piece of tape and tape this all down if it freaks you out. I tend not to do that because I'm awful brave, but if you're not, and you shift things around, you can do this. So I'm using the same small stencil, but I'm only using this part. It doesn't got to be exactly the same either. I'm going to kind of, you'll see what I'm doing. Maybe even have it off a little bit, just off the edges. I want this side to hang down. Corner it a little better. I'm going to mimic all the colors so that I did in the first one. This is going off a little bit, so it's off. Goes off the edge. What you can create with these stencils, they're fun. It's fun. Let's do this. Let's do this one purple. Let's do this one purple too. We'll take yellow and do some of these in yellow. We did pink too. Remember, we gotta do the pink. Do this one yellow. We'll trade. Do this one yellow too. And we'll make our pink, which is just that violet and this white. A little white on those corner ones right here. And then we're going to fill all the rest of it in with some green. Upload. I missed that one. I'll go through and let's do our greens first. We're going to kind of add some more greeny to this anyways. But we got it similar to the bottom, so it'll like be more cohesive, at least in my mind. So we're gonna check it out. That's what we're gonna do. I'll take a small brush and I'll create. That's what I do. Some white right here, some white right there. And let's put a yellow center on these pinks. And we'll put a white center on the yellows. Oh, you do that one too, make a pink for that. Okay. We can do this yet. Oh, yellow one. There we go. We got all of them done, right? Maybe a little green right here too. Yeah. Right. Awesome. Now what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna get a small brush, regular paintbrush, like a detail brush, really tiny. And I'm gonna make myself a little vine. And we're gonna bring her right up here. It's really small, it's like a rigger, really long hairs. We're gonna bring this all together. You need to thin that paint out a little bit with some water, and your rigger or your detail brush will spread a little bit better onto your canvas or your whatever. And I can put a few more flowers in. Which I will do. We'll mimic some of those flowers up there. Thin that paint out a little bit so it'll move on the brush. And we're going to do like a little bitty grasses too. Little bitty grasses right here. So we get a cute little thing we can put out on the porch, or we can put this up on the wall. We can put a little thing on the back and make ourselves a little plaque. You could do this on like a, the other day I did that platter. Let's add a little yellow to this too. Add a little yellow. Yellow, because yellow looks good in green. Very simple strokes. Just do them up, start from the bottom, go up, flick out. Best way to do it. Try doing it the other way, you end up looking like a club. Always go from, even if you do it this way, start from here and flick out. The bottom should always be first, no matter where that is. Could put Mom's Garden or something there too. It'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? It would be cool. Just making some little designs. Just going back and forth, and then make a middle. One, two, and then one in the middle. Just for something different. Now I want to mimic some of those flowers. I could take this small brush again, get into that purple, and we could do some little, just dot on some little flowers. And fives work, 5 or 6. Go around like in a circular motion like this. We could do some yellow ones. We got yellow in there. Same thing. Just use a small tool, the smallest one. You could do the pink, mix the purple and the white again, the violet. You do the same thing here. Just use the little one. And we had like a white center on some of the purple, so we can do that too. We could do some yellow centers on the purple if we want to. And it just kind of brings it all together. I'm going to add some more green. This corner seems like it's a little lonely. There we go. You could put some dots of color in too if you don't want to get too fancy. You could take the end of your brush even, the other end, however you want, and just kind of fill in these little naked spots with some color. Pretty simple stuff. Same thing here if you want to add like some flowers, you can just go like this, back and forth, and then bring it to a point, and then in the middle, you got yourself kind of like what they used to call them. Oh, there's different flowers like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then make a point like that. Oh, I can't think of foxglove or just different ones. Pretty, huh? Maybe highlight that with a little white if you want to. Go. Get some fun flowers now. All over the place, all over the place. Just put some little dots of color here. Get my small brush. Love my little tools. My new little toys. My new little toys. And then we got our fairy or angel or whatever you want to call it. Use a little more white. Put some white here and there. Could even fill this in a little bit if I want to. A little color here and there. And I'm going to take some green. I'm going to make a few more hanging down here, just like they would if you had a real one. I'm just laying the brush down and making little tiny strokes. Just kind of have that kind of coming over. It kind of matches everything else, these little strokes. Looks like I missed the center on here. It's a little yellow in there. Yeah. Let's put some white in this one. All right, so we're looking good here, so we're gonna have to dry this a little bit. I'm gonna cover some of this up a little bit. We're gonna dry some of this first, and then we're gonna add my little fairy. It's a fairy, that's right. Now you could put Mom's Garden. You just put Mom's name. You put Happy Mother's Day. This is actually just going to get propped up against up on my desk. So, isn't that cute how I went up there and I mimicked the flowers? You can get pretty creative. You can see what I'm going to do tomorrow. I got some wooden stars, and I got a stencil with that truck, and it has the stars for it and the stripes. So I'm going to take the stars and stripes off this stencil, and I'm going to put them on these. So you can reuse the stencils, and I got like a whole box of stencils in here, which I was going to go through, but I wanted to use these ones because they're current. But you can take stencils and it's super creative. There's a butterfly stencil would be cute right here, or a stamp, or a sticker would be cool. You could totally, multimedia would be really cool. You could even do this in watercolor if you got it on paper. You could do it with watercolor, which I've done. And now let's see, where is that? Where did I put it? Where is it? I get all excited. Oh, you guys ever go to Lowe's? You guys ever go to Lowe's? I was at Lowe's. I bought paint to paint my front room and my kitchen. And they had these artist brush in with the brushes. You guys ever seen this? It's called Zebra. It's a brand. They have small ones too, but I wanted these big ones. They're great for big murals, but and the price was good. $9.99 for 3 brushes, big brushes, pretty good. Yeah, because I do some big paintings too, so I just let you guys, right over in the painting section up where the brushes are. Yeah, I was like, oh, look at this. Here, I'm in here buying paint and brushes, Mom. I said, well, ain't my fault they're over here. All right, so this is, let's see if this is dry. Almost. All right, so now I got a problem. I don't know what I did with I had it in my hand. Too much stuff. Okay, guys, where did I put it? Well, we'll let this dry a second until Diana finds it. I had it here a minute ago. Let me dry the back of this. Anybody on here yet? Hello? Nobody's on yet. It is Thursday night. A lot more people rewatch now. It's the thing. I took, I'm in with these business groups. I can't find that stencil. And the big thing now is people rewatch because they don't have time. So they watch it when they can. And I find it's mostly true in the summertime, because what are you doing in the summer or when it's nice? You're outside. You don't want to be in here watching me stencil. So what happens is I get a ton of rewatches. But I like that because then it lets me know who's watching it. If they really like it, it's going to show up in a minute. What they're interested in. It shows up in my business section. And it does help me. So if you're on here, make sure you put #rewatch. You like my pom-poms? Where we get? Oh, we got these in Lowe's. Oh God, I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm like going through my second childhood. You know what I did today? I had to take a box of stuff to Salvation Army. So while I'm here, I got a purple elephant. And I found another angel. She got a pole cord. And she sings religious music. I just love her. So, 2 for 99 cents. Now what'll happen is my daughter's grandchildren will come. And there'll be the little one there, Savannah Banana. She'll be begging for them. And I didn't do. She thinks she's pulling some big trick on me. Enjoying this. What the heck did I do with that stencil? got 17,000 drawers right here. I just went and cleaned a bunch of them out because I do Happy Mail. It's another thing that we do in my group. We do Happy Mail challenges. So like last month was all different flowers and stuff. And I pull the winners Saturday and I send them mostly art supplies and some artwork. You know, these little things that I do, they usually end up going to them. And then, it's almost right. And then, we have an ATC group. You guys ever heard of artist trading cards? It's a big thing now. People are trading and paying money for them. I'm like, yeah, I was reading up on it, and I don't know, I came across some stuff. I'm always online. I would put it right here. And I'm like, really? So, we just trade once a month. So if you're interested in getting in, it's a private group now. It wasn't a chats area. They took all the chats out. Facebook's always messing with stuff. They took it out of the regular groups. So now, if you want to, get in there, just say, yeah, I want to get in. And I'll put you in. I'll send you a link. They kept it on the private side. That way, all this stuff like addresses and stuff are in there. But you can, if you don't want to participate every month, you don't have to. Okay, I'm looking for my standing block. So much for being ready, right? I just headed out there because I sanded some stuff down out in the other room. Yeah, I had some stuff to do out in the other. I'm kind of doing some work around the house too. It's that time of the year, right? Hold on. I'm not doing so well here. Watercolor. We're doing rocks next week. Let me see if I can get this off here without having to get some water. Do it this way. There you go. Just get it wet. Another trick. Some people use a lighter on it, but I'm just not that brave. You take a lighter and do the edges. It gives it kind of a burnt look, but I don't like that. You see, I'm just getting it wet. Sanding block would work better, but Diana don't work. I just had it the other day. I used it. What did I use it for? What did I use it for? Fixing something. What was I fixing? Fixing something. Always fixing something when you got a home, right? I don't know what I was doing. Oh no, I used it for when I did that platter. I used alcohol on it because it was, make sure it sticks and it's clean. Then I sanded it, which means it's got to be here, right? Put everything out before class, and then I move it out during class. I move around all this stuff, and then I can't find it. See what I'm doing? I'm just getting it wet, making it stick on the sides. I'll take some glue and glue it down. A little rustic looking. It's okay. I'll take a picture when it's done, both of these anyway, so. All right, get some glue. I'm going to glue down these sides. I'm hoping this stencil will stick to this right. It's going to be a little wonky, but then, like I said, I'm going to do something to the edges anyways to kind of cameo it in. So much stuff here on the station. Need a bigger table. I'm like, what bigger table? I'll just have more stuff on it. Right? That's how it works. That's pretty good. You can see there's like a knot in the wood right here in the corner. It looks like dirt or something. It's not. But you could take paint and kind of maybe put another stripe there or something. Let me see what we'll do. Okay, so here is the stencil. I'll put this down. It should work. Turn it around. I just think it would look better. I almost was going to do like a table I was doing it on canvas, doing it on a table, and like have this sitting on a table. I'm like, oh, I don't know. So I thought this would look better. It's a little wet right there. That's all right. So I'm gonna take my medium-sized stencil or stenciling brush. I'm gonna go into that purple, and I'm going to just dab it on. Now you could do this in black, but I got purple on the brain, purple and pink on the brain today. Which is why I picked that napkin. That napkin was actually came in one of my ATC mails. I just mailed out some today. They I give them a lot of my artwork, but we send like pieces of napkins and things we could use for making stuff, you know, for the ATCs and stuff. So every month, I gave them a whole year's worth of prompts for every month. I just wrote it out for the whole year, 2026. We take January off. And then they just mail me whatever for that month, whatever the theme is. Then I pick a winner from that. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I just draw a name because I can't even figure out who am I going to do. Sometimes they're so good. But what's funny is there's so much different stuff you get to try. I mean, that's when I did cards years ago, greeting cards. That was the one thing I realized at some point, that I'm getting to learn all this really cool stuff, you know. I might do this in white. I don't know if it'll show up. I'll just do this in purple. So that's the thing. They're doing one, she's a sewer. She sews stuff onto her artwork, onto her card. And another one, she's been doing it a while, so she does some really cool stuff. A lot of little gnomes and stuff. And let's do this in a different color on the bottom. What can we do on the bottom? Let's do yellow on the bottom. They all do different things. So some are doing painting. They're doing like me. They're doing acrylic painting. They're stenciling. They're all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of fun. And it's all holiday themed, you know. Christmas, we do one thing. And, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving. So watercolors. So you get a lot of experience. You can, like, if you go on there and you don't want to trade all the time, you don't have to. We got some that don't trade all the time. Anybody that does send me one, that's the name. I pick the names out. But I send everybody that sends me one back, and then I pick a winner. So then I got, you know, I got to send that out too. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take a small brush, and we are going to do the green part here. I think like I might let this dry a minute. I might take some gold. I got some gold right here, and I might highlight this with some gold and white, like this stuff here. Maybe the metal parts. Which I had thought of doing earlier, but I wasn't sure. It all depends on how it turns out. So, see, this napkin's taking this paint pretty good. All I got is Elmer's glue on there too. Yeah, pretty good. Now let's take some of this, let's take that yellow, make some yellow flowers. I want them to show up against this background. Upload. Let's do some of that blue we use in the other one. There you go. Mix a little bit of white into that yellow because it's a little see-through. Sometimes your oranges and your yellows can be a little see-through, so you gotta add a little white. And they kind of take better. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. Kind of gives it that wonky old look. This part, I don't know why it didn't take right there. Still a little bit damp too. So I'm going to take that gold, like I said, And I am going to, I feel like we need something around this, around these edges now. So I'm going to take this gold and a small brush. I'm going to go right to this paint. I'm going to kind of highlight some of this. Do this thread. Let me see that. Is this supposed to be going right into that, right? Yeah. Can't really see this, but it's super shiny. This is actually, it's called Extreme Sheen from Decor. It really is super shiny. Just bring this right down like that. There's a little metal right here. We'll do some on here too. There's like this little wheel thing here. Go into this purple and kind of fix this edge up right here. I'm not sure what this thing is right here, this bar, but I saw when I was a kid, we did in high school when they used to have home ec back in the day. You guys remember home ec? I guess they're bringing it back. I'm like, thank God. Some of these kids can't even sew their own clothes. It became a throwaway society. We used to sew everything, or iron, or wash. The clothes are made better, though, because they were made here. That's why. They were made here. All right. Take a little black. I want some of these to show up a little highlight here. Or should I say low light? Just so it kind of shows up a little better. I think this is supposed to be a spool of thread, isn't it? Is that the spool? I don't know. The spool is usually down at the bottom, you know that. If you guys do any of this. Little highlights. I'll put a little more flowers on here too. Do some purple flowers. I'm just making little dots everywhere. Kind of fill this in. That's pretty cool. Just filling these in a little bit more. You can do that. All right, I feel like I need this ends. I wish it was almost square. I feel like I should do something to this part. What should I do? It's almost like if it sat in a window or something. Let me do a little experiment. Let me go right into this big brush with some white. This has that stain right here from the knot. You can see. So I'm gonna make like a curtain with this big white dauber. I'm just gonna fill this all in. We're gonna get real creative here. Just like it's sitting, like I said, on a table. We're gonna make this kind of like fluffy curtain. We'll even do a tie back. How's that sound? We're gonna make a fluffy little curtain. And we're gonna do like a little bit of a valance up here maybe. Do like a little cute little valance, right? She's just sitting on Nana's table in front of the window, right? Don't you think? I think that's what she's doing. Yeah, she's on Nana's table. And she's just sitting there waiting for Nana. because she's going to want to do some sewing after work. After work, of course. Well, maybe not after church. Maybe not. I went to church and she's going to do some sewing later, right? That's what I think. That kind of like really kind of brings it together, don't it? Yeah. So yeah, so just sit down and create. You just create, right? So now it's looking kind of fluffy, like a fluffy curtain. So yeah, let's do kind of a tie back. Let's get that small brush out. And let's do that light blue. That light blue is really pretty. Let's bring more of it out. That Bahama blue. And I'm just going to kind of roll this brush in it, and I'm going to make like a little tie back on each side. And we can make a little ribbon, maybe. Nothing too fancy, nothing too fancy. There we go. So now we got ourselves just sitting in the window. So I feel like I should have a little something here. Let's kind of take some black and make it a table. Remember I said in the beginning we were going to do a table? So she's just kind of sitting on a table. And we're going to have some fun with her. We're just going to put some lines. That's it. She's just sitting there. Now this purple got down in there. I don't know how. So I'm going to take this dry brush, take some of that yellow and kind of build it in a little bit. Yeah, I'll probably hit it with my hand or something, right? Yeah, so I'm thinking that's looking pretty good, guys. Let me turn it around and show you what I got. I've got one sewing room in the window. We could actually make a line for the window too, huh? Hold on. Let's get that little back and get some black again. I'm just going to make the indication of a window. Of a window. Just a tiny, tiny. Sometimes indications is all you need. There we go. Let's do that again. It's cute. Different. And then I did it again, guys. Too much stuff. Then here it is. I put up here. Here is our little cute, huh? I am going to put those fairies on there as soon as it turns up here. Hope I didn't throw them in the trash. All right, guys, so I'm going to put this up there. That's it for tonight. And I will see you guys Saturday. And we are doing that Mother's Day truck. Like I said, the stencil for the truck is in the guide section. You got to go into the group, which I put up here. I pinned it. And I will see you Saturday at 4 o'clock. And my people in my garden palette, I will see you tomorrow night. And we are doing this, which is going to be in there. And, you know, now we got to turn all these videos over to Facebook or YouTube. You can store them anywhere you want, but I store them on YouTube. Oh, and I don't think a lot of people had a problem with it, but I have been doing this group 4 years and 5 years. I've been on here 6. I had a lot of videos. It took me a good part of a year to get most of them in there. So, this group is a private group, so this won't be on YouTube. So if you want to join the group, you have to be a member. pay by the month. And this group is free, obviously. And it's a lot of fun. We do all kinds of fun stuff. And here's the ATC. I'm going to turn this around to show you what I mean. I'm going to put pictures. These got to dry a little bit. Let them dry a little bit. And then I'm going to do one as soon as I find my fairies. Unless they fell. Let me show you the ATCs that we've been doing. They're, oh, God, they're so fun. I didn't do too many this month. What I did was I cleaned out my my drawers over here, all the art projects that I do. And I kind of just give them a bunch of stuff so they can do more ATCs. And I do some ATCs. I'll give ATC classes and show you different things you can do. Oh, wrong way. So, and this is, I still got a few more over here I got to go through. Did I put them in? Where are they? I think I put them in. So here is like, this has been over a year now. And we save them. And they trade and all kinds of other stuff, but every month we do this. And I save the stamps that are unusual. Little things that we put all kinds of little things in there. You know, little thingies, I save them. Might use them on another project at some other point. And on the back they have a card that says who did it, what year, what they used, what medium, was it a sticker, was it paint, was it, you know, any multimedia type thing, pens, whatever pen they used. It's fun to just watch them, what they're doing. I have, like I said, I have one who sews, see this, she sews stuff on. Isn't this interesting? She sewed here too. And a lot of gnomes. We do ghost stuff, we do the Irish stuff, all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of fun, guys. So if you ever want to join, just let me know. And like I said, you just go over there and watch to see what they're doing every month. They bring stuff over. We leave it in there, you know. And I go live every month when I get all their different HECs and, you know, say thank you and check this out. And, you know, so you learn a lot of stuff doing it. So I will see you guys Saturday at 4 o'clock. And I'm hoping inspiration finds you wherever you go. And make art, guys. Make lots and lots of art. And I'll see you later. And thanks for coming. Thanks for visiting. Bye.